Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor, the channel where we look at investment opportunities in the stock market, best ones, and we try to make sense of what's going on. So in CNN, I should say George Pelikaras, he retweeted from CNN, for the first time, scientists have detected light from behind a black hole, and it fulfills a prediction rooted in Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. Interesting. I don't know why he would retweet that, but he did. An excellent video on metamaterial science and the history of the cloaking application, as well as a few others. And we have here a great article on Universe Today about the recent work by our consortium partners, UCLA and Professor Arthur Devoyan's group regarding light sail and the mission to Alpha Centauri. Okay, so I thought that was a joke. That actually is real. So, wow. Okay, so George Polygaris just tweeted, number one, about a light behind a black hole. Number two, he tweeted about cloaking devices. And number three, he tweeted about interstellar travel to Alpha Centauri. To me, it sounds like a joke. That's just my opinion, but he knows a lot more than I do. So we'll see. I mean, if those things come to pass regarding cloaking technology, then that will become militarized or weaponized. That's going to be $1 billion industry, just cloaking itself. Very, very big. A lot of potential there. So we're going to work backwards today. We're going to go from Twitter and then Wall Street Bets, looking at metamaterials subreddit next. And we'll close with FinViz and the price action in the stock market today. The market's just closed just about now as of this time of recording. And then we'll end with Kowalski's blog. He has a new entry today. So let's look at the what's trending on Wall Street Bets, MVST, AMC, AMD. I think that's pretty much what is trending. PTRA. Okay, I'm going to look up MVST, see what is the right entry point, or I should say the best entry point if you want to get into that. It's taking a while to load, so let me just open MVST in another tab. Okay, so we can see Microvast Holdings. It seems like this is the year of the micro companies. You have Microvision, Microsoft, obviously, now Microvast. Looking at the 52-week range, we have $7.83 to $25. Volume was 24 million. My goodness, it's really picked up. And it's up 11% just today. So is this the right time to buy? Is this the entry point we've been looking for? Well, time will tell. And once this chart loads, I can get a better idea of where you should enter into this stock, what price point you should buy at, and the best selling point or exit strategy. So let me just pause again. Okay, so this chart is loaded and we can see here the entry point looks like something around $8. That's where support looks like. Yeah, a lot of volume right here just today. So this could be also support as well, $10. But again, an Apex investor entry point, you're not looking at something that high, maybe $8, $8 and lower for expert mode. And normal mode, I think $10 and below. And then actually, let's just take a look at the 1 year, see if it goes even lower than that. Okay, so it looks like we are at support. So $8 and below expert, normal mode, you're looking at $10 and below. And this could pick up and go to $22. I think we'll see resistance around 18 to 20. 18 to 22 is resistance. So this has a ways to go up still. Looking at the 5 year. Okay, it really hasn't been around that long. It's only been since 2019. So I'm going to move on to metamaterial subreddit now. Okay, so as this is loading, I'm just going to talk about some thoughts I have regarding trading. So one thing I don't want to do is to become a bag holder, and that's unfortunately the position I'm in right now. I've been in that position so many times. That's why I've done this channel, to help others not to become a bag holder. I mean, yeah, this channel is called Apex Investor, but at the moment I'm more like bag holder investor. So I have to hold on to the stock metamaterial until it goes to, 20 above 50, who knows. But it's about waiting, being patient. And I don't want to be a bag holder, but unfortunately I am a bag holder right now. If I had bought in the stock around $3 and below, I'd be in a great position to just trade as I would want to trade. But that's not the case. So a lot of lessons being learned. I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I just proved to you I'm not, because I'm a bag holder. So don't be a bag holder too. This channel is about preventing you from being a bag holder. That's why when I tell you about entry points, I'm giving you the most extreme levels, because this is true support. It's not just a level of support that's going to last for a week. It's a level of support you can count on. Even in the event of a market crash, it's still a good level, still a good entry point. Okay, so we have Meta Weekly News. It looks like a joke, so I'm not going to read that. Samsung connection, cloaking black holes, nano web. Okay, so that's a lot just in one post. Meta Materials insider ownership increased by 12.69% last month. All right, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't really know what that means. Is that good or is it bad? We don't know. At least I don't know yet. So secret message, I hope so. Dear, okay, so is this talking about, yeah, I wasn't sure why he tweeted this. Is that talking about light at the end of the tunnel of this, dark pool hedge funds naked shorts trading? Perhaps. We'll see. So hopefully, I mean, it's not just blind faith. We look at this company pretty, we look at this company inside and out. We look at all the details of their past uh, signings, their past deals, and we look at things going on now. We look at the merger. We look at the dividend. We look at the reverse stock split. Like, all these things are not gonna. For every action, there's a consequence. There's going to be a reaction. Yeah, the hedge funds targeted the stock because I don't know, they see an opportunity to short. I don't know what gave them that sense, but they're going to be murdered once this is over. Won't see too many shorts hanging around once this goes to $50, $100. So the 50 SMA broke through the 200 SMA 1 minute chart versus 5 minute at 2 days. The rockets are fueling up ahead of earnings. Stay motivated. Wow. Okay, that's actually pretty huge. So thanks for that. I'm going to open that and just try to make more sense of it. I'm not a expert in, again, I'm not a financial advisor expert. Obviously, I don't even know what he's talking about. It's a good indicator. I know that why it is. I only speak of what I know of. I don't know what that even means. So let's look that up. Made it to the 6,000 share club. Wow, that's great. Insider and retailers in Meta own 97.68%. Okay, so that's great news. That's great news. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, okay. So I have no idea where Meta is right now. I haven't checked any of the stock markets except for MVST. So I'm just going to let this load. I'm a little too lazy to pause right now. So I'm just going to let it load. And, this is a test of character. It's a test of patience. I keep repeating myself over and over. I'm going to repeat it again, that this channel will not exist if metamaterials should be below $4. So if it's $3.99, this channel will not be here April 1st, 2022. However, if we are at $4, exactly 4 and above, I'll still be here. Like, this channel will still exist. That's the bet. That's the wager I've placed on myself. Samsung connection, cloaking black holes. Okay, too long didn't read. So Meta's NanoWeb used to cloak the main screen selfie camera on the new Samsung foldables. When the camera is in use, the tiny black hole becomes visible. Wow, is that true? Confirmed from my anonymous source that has seen the working Galaxy Z or Z Fold 3s Meta was used for the hidden underscreen camera. Oh my goodness. If that's true, this could be, this stock is going to go way past 20. This is going to be like 40, 50. Oh my goodness. If this is true, again, taking it with a grain of salt. I don't know who this guy is. It could be like my uncle works in Nintendo kind of meme. Described as a mesh-like overlay that projects the screen over the punch out for the selfie cam. Definitely a meta material, confirmed was sourced from Meta Materials. As far as the branding goes, it was kept under the hood and nothing special in the box linking to Meta Materials. It was one of the biggest selling or new features talked about. From here, I'm not even sure we even get direct acknowledgement from Samsung during the reveal on August 11th, or even a hat tip. As I said before, it will for sure show up on the earnings as either a material purchased or licensing agreement. Remember, Meta Materials' current production capacity was already stated that they could produce 1 million times 1 million, or 1 meter times 1 meter squares of nanowebs. Do with this info what you will. I'm sure more leaks, photo confirmation will occur over the weekend into next week. I feel there is also a bombshell coming on. What is Meta's official preferred share count? Preferred A share count is when it is related to the unknown naked short. So, wow. Okay, is the Samsung, is that Galaxy Fold? Is that a phone or is that a tablet? Because if it's a phone, that is a big game changer. If it's a tablet, might not be as, I'm not as bullish on tablets. Just my opinion. People buy more phones than tablets. New articles about Fold 3 specs mentioned the screen can be folded up to 200,000 times. So there's a limited time you can fold it. There's a company, OTI Lumionics, somewhat linked to Meta, who has slides specific to the Fold, but your point about cloaking sounds more Meta specific. How do you cloak a camera? What in the world? Okay. Oh man, I can't believe I'm living through this right now. Amazing. Okay. Well, I'm going to upvote that. Hopefully it is true. And it's taking so long just to upvote. So just bear with me. And there you go. I have 2 more tabs to read in this subreddit. Then we're going to look at the stock market and with Kowalski's blog. I'll just do one big video, just lump it all together. So it says here, Meta Materials insider ownership increased by 12.69. What does this mean? According to the Webull data, insider ownership increased 12.69% in 1 month. It is sitting at 24.69% of the total shares. If that's accurate, it's a super bullish sign about good things to come. So that's a great sign. Okay, so it is good to have insider ownership. I mean, I think of ownership, I think of institutional ownership. These are the wealthy people who are owning it, the wealthy hedge funds or organizations, big groups, billionaires owning a certain stock. But when I think of insider ownership, I think of, something a little suspicious, but I don't know, insider trading, right? The 50 SMA broke through the 200 SMA. I don't know what that means. Okay, what does it mean? Simple moving average, right? Is that considered a life cross instead of a death cross? Okay, so nobody else knows what it means. 50 MA crossing 200 MA means nothing on the 1 minute and 5 minute time frame. Okay, so if someone says it doesn't mean anything, you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. Can you see me? I don't know. Universal sign. I just don't know. Okay, let's go to the stock market and see what's going on over there. Close out with Kowalski's blog. Okay, so we're gonna watch this in real time, not live. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, but as this is loading, you can see my reaction if this is good or bad. What's going on with metamaterials? Again, calm before the storm. This is only August, I think the 6th. There's still 4 days until the 10th. There's a lot to happen between August the 10th and December 31st. At least one big thing could happen. Could be a gamma squeeze, could be something like a squeeze, the start of a squeeze, but we're going to see it take off to at least double digits, I think, by August 10th to December 31st, 2021. I think we could see double digits. Yeah, $10, Who knows? And then after that, going into April 1st, 2022, after the dividend has been all sorted out, all these merger and reverse stock split, just all these things that have to be ironed out, all the details. Hopefully that'll be worked out by then. And everyone's going to be happy camper. They can sell their stock to their heart's delight. I know Alpha Stock Strategies said, they can sell their stock if they want right now. I don't know. I still think that's risky. They can do that if they like. That's their choice. But personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should hold on to it a little longer. I mean, don't just make money in the dividend. There's still a lot more money to make on the stock itself. So looks like I'm up a little bit here, just a tinge. Overall, I'm down my portfolio by 43%. So not very good outlook right now. And I'm worth 11,000 US. So Apex investor, I'm worth 11,000. So you got to start small. You can't start off big. McAfee is up a little bit. Okay. Sava is really a monster. Newegg, DD. These are the aerospace aviation companies there. Metamaterials is up 4%. So we're starting to see a little bit of a turnaround here. And you can see how many shares I own. I averaged about $5 here. You know what? I'm not disappointed. I'm not. To get this stock below $6 is still a great buy. So I mean, right now it's at 330. My next entry point, I'd say $3 and below. If you can get this at $3 and below, actually even 330 and below, that's what the hedge funds bought it at. You're doing yourself a really good favor. And once this goes back up to, goes to double digits, you're making 3 times your portfolio, 300%. Goes to 200, I should say $20. That's what is that? 600%. You're only going to make a lot of bank with this. You'll end up buying your own stock market, maybe. I don't know. Coinbase is up a little bit as well. So it looks like Bitcoin is rallying. That rally continues to go on. So, yeah, it looks like a lot of things are recovering. Just today, ending Friday on a bang, SOS is up 11%. Wow. So, like I said, SOS is a great stock. It's a Chinese stock, but a really good Chinese stock. One of the few golden gooses, perhaps. SOS and Canaan. That's the other one I picked. Canaan is up. I bought that initially at $7. So, but I sold that. But anyhow, it's not the point. The point is, wow. Like I said, Canaan, SOS, those are great stocks. So that was the dip. That was the dip for Bitcoin. So if you didn't buy, you missed out. Centonics is up a little bit. Let me look for Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin? Thought it was here somewhere. Price of Bitcoin. Okay, it looks like I can't find it. It's here somewhere. It's the only one worth 40,000 there. 42,000. Wow, it's up. It's going up. Yeah, it's going up. So all the crypto stocks are going up in relation to that. Okay, Clover getting closer to the $7 entry point. Microvision up 12%. That's really good for them. And gonna open up these two, AMC and GME. Looks like they're trending downward. And then we'll end with Kowalski's blog again. All right, so this is what happens between loading screens. I usually pause. I'm not going to pause today. I just don't feel like it. So, yeah, metamaterials looking like the darkness is fading away somewhat. I mean, we're leading up to the August the 10th. We're 4 days to the August the 10th. I expected a lot worse than what we're going through. I expected this stock to go down to $2. I expected the hedge funds to really hammer metamaterials with everything they got. And I feel like, $2 is going to be the lowest it can go. But I expect them to hammer this for the next 4 days. And then probably just I'll jump ship August the 10th and going forward, because they're going to see that they're going to be burned. And a lot of them will go out of business and actually be homeless maybe. So yeah, it's up 4%. After hours, it's right about the same. And volume was 10 million. It's only half the average. So this still went up even despite no volume going in. The day's range was 308. So 308 to 331. So this is a prime a time to buy right now. Anywhere between, I mean, this is essentially your entry point. The range today was your entry point. So if you bought at any point today, congratulations, you're gonna make a lot of money, or you're gonna, make a killing. All right. So next, we're looking at AMC, and as this loads, just think about how things going to be August 10th going forward. I mean, we see the present state of metamaterials at $3.30. It's going to be a fading memory once we're at double digits, $4, $5, six, seven, eight, nine, eventually smashing 10. It only takes a small news catalyst like Samsung, metamaterial deal. It's not going to stay at $3. It's going to go to double digits pretty quickly. $10 is going to seem like a fading memory even. Again, the resistance looks like 20, but why would they want to short something with such big news catalysts on the horizon? Not just Samsung, but even possibly Tesla, Apple, Google, and Boeing, Northrop Grumman, you name it. The Department of Defense. You have the U.S. federal government, the Canadian federal government backing this company, Metamaterials. Why in the heck would you short that? I don't know. Sometimes they just get greedy. Why did they short AMC and GameStop? They did it, you know. So, and they got burned once the squeeze happened. 52-week range, looking at the day range, 31.57 to 33.58. So this is just being short laddered pretty much. It's been being manipulated, and the volume was just under less than a third of the average. And this is trending somewhat downward, but again, I think is artificially being pushed downward. So we'll close that. GameStop, I believe, is in pretty much an identical situation, if not very similar situation to AMC. They're the brothers of the stock market, the two giants, two kings of the stock market, in my opinion. So let's see how they're doing. They're only down 1%. So again, this looks like it's being short laddered. Just tomfoolery going on, just foolishness with the hedge funds. 1 million volume, so just less than about a sixth. And it was trading 150 to 156. Okay, and now we're going to close out the show with this blog entry, a new blog entry from Mr. Kowalski there. Leszek Kowalski. Let's see what he has to say. So I look forward to these blog posts very much. So thank you, sir, for your service to us Metamaterials shareholders. And I think he's a shareholder too. So this was posted 2 hours ago. So I'm going to skip over this, his introduction. So he wrote the following on July 28th. He's creating a second newsletter after hours. So I think this is the same thing. So this second newsletter will initially launch with the following published content. A post focusing on an initiative Elon Musk is associated with, including research I completed that uncovered a unique financial opportunity, a post focusing on the Torchlight dividend and information not readily known, including my private insights on real estate development, a podcast episode, and Meta post-merger newsletter posts will be duplicated within Creating the Future alongside other new content for the purpose of organizing all the content being published in one spot. So July 21, he said the following: preferred Series A shares. So received associated with Torchlight dividend July 10th. So there's a new designation there. July 13th, he was able to buy options. So I want to show you something. Independent brokerage number one, data sourced August 4th. So what does it say here? 3196. Okay. Independent brokerage data is number two. Energy company. Okay. So that's false. July 13th, the sector. Yeah. So we're still on that. He's still talking about that a little bit. I'm going to move forward a little. In my opinion, the administrative tasks are still not completed. Yeah. I'm going to skip over that. Data continuity is required amongst all data sources. You cannot have continued data variances at this stage post merger when financial statements are required to be released within 71 days of exchange listing based on compliance requirements. So that's actually a very important point what he made there. So this merger happened the end of June. So we can safely say by around September 11th, around there, the beginning, mid-September, we could see some wild changes with this company, Metamaterials, in terms of price action. You can't get on the freeway if the off-ramp remains under construction. Yeah. So let me show you something. It says your government of Canada, Metamaterial Technologies, challenge product development and research commercialization, solution partnership for prototyping, commercialization, and export. Remember I told you don't mess with the federal government, whether it's U.S. federal government, your Department Department of Defense, Department, their military branch, and then right here, federal government of Canada. So you can read the government information here, July 5th. Okay, I'm going to open that. I wrote the following. Did you know the government owns shares within Meta by proxy? The incubator is owned by the government. Okay, so that incubator facility that they own or that they share with Tesla, that's owned by the federal government, according to Lezek. So in my opinion, any government entity associated either direct or by proxy will conduct extensive due diligence homework on a company and its technology before it will award any form of public funding or any projects associated with that company, including commercialization, visibility, or viability. Leveraging perspectives from my own career, government uses niche experts only to conduct due diligence within niche industries. They are thorough. The fact Meta is listed on the Government of Canada, the federal government website, that says something to me. This is in addition to the relationship with the incubator that is owned by the provincial government. So he wrote the following July 2nd, and I had some thoughts about that. Yeah, so they did their homework on Meta. They realized that, they've worked with Boeing, they've worked with Lockheed Martin, they're working with Airbus, they worked with these companies, are working with them still. Those deals, those relationships have not been terminated or severed. How did they get those connections? Question, how did they get those connections? Answer, through the federal government, most likely. Either they came through the federal government or their relationships with these companies helped them to get connected to the federal government, both American and Canadian. So he said here about the relationships with Fortune 500 companies. The following investor presentation image circulates on social media. Here's the public link to the investor presentation. In my opinion, no corporate entity will allow its brand to be leveraged or displayed without it conducting its own due diligence homework on a company and its product line. The fact that the above displayed brands are included within the investor presentation says something to me. So all these companies here that you see listed, they will not allow their image, their logos to be displayed by a company they don't trust. Meta used this image to show the relationships they have. They have relationships with, apparently, according to them, Mazda, Sony, just naming the big ones, Airbus, Panasonic, probably other ones, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, like I said. So I keep saying this, Airbus, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing. So these are three of the biggest seven aviation aerospace companies on the planet, and they are also Fortune, I think, 200 companies in the planet. In my opinion, no corporate entity will allow its brand to be leveraged or displayed. Yeah. So one other thing, I found something. This is all I am able to comment. In my opinion, early stage investors that identify opportunity because of a hawk eye could potentially mash a deal together with surgical precision, bridging the merger between an oil asset rich listed shell company and a disruptive technology venture because of the skill sets, relationships, and vision they possess. Mergers do not happen out of chance. Mergers happen because of mutual strategic importance. Yeah, he's got a really good point there. So I think I'm not sure if this is what you're saying, Mr. Lezik Kowalski, but are you saying that all these companies listed, including Samsung, Sony, Boeing, Airbus, etc., they would not deal with a company like Metamaterials if they didn't see the potential for them acquiring Torchlight and looking ahead into the future and looking at the potential that their technology has, not just the potential, but the reality of just how useful their products are, because they are being used by Boeing, they are being used by Airbus, they are being used by Lockheed Martin, they are being used in law enforcement and military and medical, and even the automotive industry when it comes to EV, electric vehicles, and even just all vehicles in general. There are so many applications. I even mentioned the Samsung, Google, Apple, phone connection there with the invisible cameras, what he just mentioned today. This is from not from some random Reddit poster regarding, the deals with the Fold. Actually, it is a random Reddit poster. Never mind. That is. Uh, he's saying, believe me or not. And you know what? I don't believe him, and I don't believe him, and I don't believe him. So I'm on the fence. We'll see, sir. We'll see if you're right about that. Okay, so I'm gonna look. Thank you, Mr. Kowalski, for your blog post. I'm gonna end this video shortly. Let me just look at this. So this is exactly from the federal government website. You can see that link. Look it up yourself. And here's a picture of George. Hey, you're on the federal government website, George, Mr. Pelikaras. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you'll be well aware of the Cloak of Invisibility. Oh, wow. So this is real. Okay, I should read this. I think I should read this. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you're well aware of the Cloak of Invisibility. Did you know that cloak is based on real science? This is accomplished by manipulating the paths traversed by light through a novel optical material, so a new material called metamaterial. So Metamaterial Technologies, MTI, is a smart materials and photonics company specializing in metamaterial research, nanofabrication, and computational electromagnetics that is headquartered in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The company also has offices in London, England, and Pleasanton, California. I did not know that. So MTI's pioneering technology top platform allows for the manipulation of light for a variety of outcomes. MTI's in-house capabilities make it possible to create products capable of blocking, absorbing, or enhancing light. So we're talking about blocking, you're looking at cloaking. When you're talking about absorbing or enhancing, I think you're looking at solar technology and possibly heads-up display with enhancing light. So maybe for better visibility, perhaps. One of MTI's latest technologies is a real game changer for the aviation industry. I just talked about that so many times today and in the past. Thanks to a partnership with the government, what did I tell you? What did Lazek tell us? Metamaterials is in partnership with the federal government, not just Canadian, but American. They're dealing with the federal government, not the municipal government, not the state government or the provincial government. They're dealing with the federal government, the big boys. This is the big game here. This is the major leagues. They're not. This is the bigs. This isn't small potatoes here. So hedge funds, if you're watching this video, shorts, naked sellers, whatever, people who want to maliciously bring down companies, to bankruptcy, you're trying to bankrupt the government. You're trying to hurt the federal government. Watch out. Watch yourself. Watch yourself, because you don't want the government to bite back. Okay? I don't know if you know what you're messing with when you mess with the federal government and their investment metamaterial as they are investing in this company and their incubator. Just as Lazik said, they are investing in this facility. Just one moment, please. So one of MTI's latest technologies is a real game changer for the aviation industry, thanks to a partnership with the federal government. They didn't say federal, but I mean that's what they mean. The company Metamaterials was able to take on the technology risk, which helped develop the prototype, prove the technology, and eventually win a contract with Airbus. Okay, so one of the biggest question marks regarding metamaterials is all of this is great sounding, cloaking technology, metamaterials, all the things that they want to do, that they plan to do. But can it be proved? Can this actually work? We're reading it right here. Prove the technology. So Airbus proved it. It works. And they won a contract with Airbus. Airbus would not sign a contract if their product didn't work and if they didn't need it. Look up Airbus. It is one of the largest aviation companies on the planet. They're based in Germany. Enough said, okay? George Palikaris is the CEO and founder of MTI. In 2004, the aviation industry unveiled a problem with lasers having a negative impact on pilots flying in the sky. So Palikaras and his team wrote a white paper outlining their suggested yet untested solution. So it was not tested yet. So the idea for the Lambda Guard was born. There was only one problem. Building a prototype to prove the solution hypothesis was not something the small startup company could address. So without the partnership with the government, the federal government, and the ability to minimize some of that development risk, we would not, I repeat, we would not have been able to develop the prototype and commercialize it. That investment from the federal government and our idea has allowed the company to grow from 5 to 50 people and has led to several new contracts within the aerospace sector. Who else do they have contracts with? Not just Airbus, but 2 American aviation aerospace companies, Lockheed Martin and Boeing. Yes. Continuing on. I have to stress it because it's just, I feel like people don't know these things. I feel like hedge funds don't know this. The naked shorts don't know about this. So if you don't know, I'm telling you now, you're dealing with Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Airbus, the federal government of Canada, the Department of Defense, American, US government there. That's who you're messing with. So I wouldn't, okay, you want to mess with a stock, you want to short a stock, I'll tell you what stock to short. Robinhood, you're going to make a killing there. So just go with that, okay? All right. Throughout the development of the prototype, MTI developed 65 patents, which also led to other commercialization opportunities. Wow. Pali Karas, I think it's pronounced that way, says startup businesses should first find support to validate the idea or their idea and work towards building the right team. If you're a startup with an idea that solves a problem, you need to take the risk, says Pali Karas. Find the right partners, look for ways to reduce risk, but keep working towards developing that research into a marketable product. So don't give up. Take risks. He who takes risks achieves the victory. If you don't take a risk, if you don't do anything, you don't get anything done. I mean, if I didn't want to do this channel, I wouldn't have done anything, but I've decided to record. I came here, pressed record. And you know what? So far, so good. People are watching the videos. I don't care if it's 1 or 2 or 10. Just one person becoming more aware of metamaterials and learning the truth about this company and seeing that it is a great investment. And if I can get one person, just one poor soul to invest in metamaterials, they buy X amount of shares, they turn that $3 share and they exercise patience, they could turn that into not just 100% increase, 1,000% increase. Again, 100% is $3. So times 10, that's $30. This could go up 1,000%. So you can make 1,000%. So if you have $10,000 invested, you will then make what? What is that? 100,000? You'll be $100,000. Through market development, employee recruitment assistance, and ongoing technology development support, MTI has taken research ideas and commercialized them to become a world leader in continued metamaterial innovation. So they've become a world leader. They've become the leader, undisputed, uh, pioneer in this field of metamaterial. You think of EV. I think one of the first ones was the Toyota Prius, but they didn't go full on and 100% EV. It was really Tesla that spearheaded that movement. So perhaps metamaterial will be like a Tesla, a sort of Tesla in this sector. Accessing financial capital is something the government of Canada recognizes as critical to building, growing, and scaling a business. With support from the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, the government is helping MTI continue its work in metamaterial research, nanofabrication, and computational electromagnetics. So that's just all, Chinese for me. I don't understand what that means. I mean, I kind of get a sense of it, that it's really advanced. But these are needed. An investment of $3 million. So it only took $3 million to help MTI further its focus on its Meta Air product. So they're very efficient with their money, I realize now, which is a film added to the cockpit windscreen in order to reflect harmful laser light used in aircraft attacks. So my question is, who's attacking these aircraft? Is it just pranksters, or is it other governments, other nations? I don't know. Other militaries? The project also includes research and development around identifying the most suitable technology for the fabrication of the filters, developing large-scale filter samples, and setting up a manufacturing product line in Halifax. So MTI, or Meta, is a prime example of how innovation and resourcefulness fuel Atlantic Canada's economy at home and beyond. So I just want to remind everybody about one thing. Let me just pause for one moment. So I want you to have this etched in your mind. Metamaterial, as of the month of August 2021, first week of August, was at $3 a share, roughly $3.30. Okay, this is before any big news catalysts, big deals, big mergers or buyouts, or being bought out, potentially being bought out by another bigger company. I don't know if that's going to happen, but they did buy a company recently, so they bought up their own company. They are a big fish. Let's look at Tesla. Let's remember where Tesla was when they started, because I have a feeling we could see a similar path for metamaterials. I'm not saying this is a guarantee, but we have a pattern here of an emerging company that was being shorted to oblivion. And a lot of people are not buying into Tesla. It was, I believe they're at $14 or less for the longest time. It took, I believe it was 3 or 4 years for them to get to some semblance of growth. So let's look at this chart again. Here we go. So let's look at July the 1st, 2010, $3.99, Tesla. Are we at a similar juncture? So is metamaterials in 2021 like Tesla was in July 2010? We fast forward. Okay, we'll fast forward to 2013. There's one thing starts to get interesting. So between 2010 to 2013, 3 years, it was below $10. Is Meta going to stay below $10 for 3 years? I don't know. It could. But let's look what happened from this point on. $10. This is taking into account, I think, the reverse or the stock split. But anyhow, it goes up above $10 for the first time in 2013. Took 3 years again. Now we look at this pathway again, $10.80. Okay, 2013. Let's move forward. Look at this trajectory. And then 2015, just 2 years later, it hit $50. What I'm trying to say is once things kick off, it's just going to snowball. It's going to snowball and snowball. Yeah, there are going to be some hills and valleys, but overall, it was ranging between pretty much stayed steady between, I'd say 40, 40 to 70 for how many years? For about, what is this? 6 years. It might take 6 years. It might take 6 years. It might take 10 years. It might take till 2031 for the stock to go to $100. Could take 5 years. I don't know. But if we look at Tesla's pattern, a lot of these shareholders, they held on to their shares. Not everybody, but whoever did, holding on to their shares from this juncture of $3.90. And they kept that into the 100s. What is that? Isn't that 3,000% increase? But what if they held on to that and they said, I believe in this company, and they would be rewarded incredibly to the $800 level. And I think it went over $1,000 multiple times. So if you bought this at $3 and it goes to $1,000, what is that? Isn't that 3,000% increase? Or is that 30,000? But anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot of percent. It's just incredible what patience can do for you. Again, if I were to tell somebody at this time, August, July 2010, hold on to your shares of Tesla at 390, it's going to go to $1,000. They'd probably laugh me in my face. It's like, what are you talking about? We've been stuck. Or even a person here at $10, and I'll say, you know what, hold on to your shares. I know you've been dealing with this, $3 business, sub 10 for like 3 years, but just hold on to it. Just give it some time. And even when you see it go to 50, don't sell. If you see it go to 100, don't sell. It's going to 1,000. But how many people would believe me? How many people are willing to wait? I don't think a lot of people are willing to wait. The best trades I've made are trades that I was willing to wait. I wasn't affected by the daily trading noise, seeing all these swings, daily swings, weekly swings, monthly swings. I just held on to my convictions. The very first trade, it all started with Nintendo. I bought that before the Wii came out. I believe it was around $20 or so, 20 to 30. And then I sold it after the Wii started to go down. So that was 2007, around there when I bought it, and then sold it, I believe, around 2012, 2013. And sold it, I think, around 100 plus. I can't remember right now. But anyhow, the amount of money I made from that was $10,000. And for a high schooler back then, that's a lot of money, $10,000. That was basically all the money I spent in video games in my life. Paid for it just with that trade. And I did not track the stock market on a daily basis. And I'm not telling people don't track the stock market. I'm just saying don't be led by your emotions. Don't let the daily swings affect you, whether it's down or up. Believe in your company. Do your research first before you believe in the company. I believe we've done a lot of research. We've done sufficient research and testing of metamaterials to say that this company is real. Not just that it's real, but they're here to stay. And this is just, picture metamaterials as a castle made of stone. Yeah, winds may come, a storm may come, A dragon may come and burn the walls, but those stone walls will stand because you realize what is inside that castle is a keep, and in that keep is the most precious gold worth billions and billions of dollars. But everyone outside of the castle is telling you this castle's worth nothing. Just surrender. Surrender to it. But nobody in the castle knows about the keep except for the king. That's the problem. The king is George Palikaras. Palikaras. I don't know how you say it in Greek, but he knows what this company's worth. A lot of us don't. Yeah, we have some hints. He tells us we have a keep and there's a lot of things in there, but unless we see it for ourselves, a lot of us will not believe. Although the king has made multiple alliances with strong nations, talking about Airbus, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, it's a matter of not just faith, but trusting in facts as well. This is fact based. Did they make a deal with Lockheed Martin, Airbus, and Boeing? Yeah, it's right there on their website. Do they have relationships with Samsung, Sony, Panasonic? Yeah, they do. Can they announce any of those right now? No, no, they cannot. Why? Because it would be illegal. It would be illegal. They work in the same building as Tesla. You think they don't talk? George Palikaras and Elon Musk have been tweeting and retweeting each other's stuff. Maybe not overtly, but more subtly, especially in the case of Elon Musk. He might get in trouble. Yeah, think about it. He could be in trouble with the federal government. Maybe that's why he has to be subtle about it. I don't know. So that's all I have for this video. Today was not just a good update. It was a really good. I don't want to give pep talks like, oh, believe in this stock because it's good. No, I hope what I presented to you was factual and you could see the hard evidence in front of you. We could see where Tesla was. Uh, Metamaterials actually has one up on Tesla. I'll tell you why. Because Tesla does not have those connections in the federal government the same way as Metamaterials does. Yeah, they have this, tax benefit where you buy an EV car, you buy one of their Tesla vehicles, and then you get a tax incentive from the government, and the government does help you in that way. But they don't have a direct connection to say that Elon Musk has a working relationship and is in a good relationship with the federal government, the U.S. Department of Defense, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Samsung, Google, Apple. No, I mean, I'm sure they have a good relationship in terms of just because they respect him and they respect his company. But in terms of having these connections that they can just, you know, ask for funding or, you know, branching out, branching out in other territories. I mean, yeah, Elon Musk has his SpaceX and he's trying to diversify his businesses, but Tesla, just as Tesla, they are somewhat limited. I'd say Metamaterials has more potential than Tesla in terms of the industries they can get into. Tesla can get into medical. Tesla can't get into mobile phones. Tesla is stuck at the EV sector. Tesla can't get into the military technologies, the aerospace, aviation, even interstellar travel, or even spatial. Actually, with SpaceX, that's kind of wrong. So I just, it contradicted myself. But metamaterials is such a great investment. I hope you see that. I hope this video made sense to you. I hope that my opinions and the things I presented to you make sense to you. And if you're a shareholder, I hope that you can realize this stock and the potential it has, and not just the potential, but the actual reality where it proved that it has a product and as a company, it is competent. And to such a degree, uh, that their product is needed. So their product is needed to such a degree that Airbus and Lockheed Martin and Boeing decided to sign deals with them. They proved their technology and they said, yeah, we need this. Let's sign us up. We'll have a multi-million-dollar contract with you. And those are already done. Those are signed, sealed, delivered. And those relationships continue to this day and still more to come. So the best is yet to come. Thank you very much for your time. Please like, dislike, whatever you like to do, but please let it be known so I can improve my content for you. If you'd like to comment, please let me know what you liked about the video, what you think can improve. And if you have not subscribed yet and you want to continue following along this journey with metamaterials and myself and other opportunities in the stock market, please please subscribe, smash that subscribe button. But if you don't feel that I've earned it yet, it's up to you. Maybe it takes another video. This maybe not have been the one for you that swung you over to subscribing. But regardless, thank you very much. I offer this as a free service to mankind. That means humankind, not just men. But I offer this as a free service pro bono, just wanting to help people out. Doesn't matter if we get a million views or zero, or not. Actually, it does matter. I want to at least have one view. Doesn't matter if we have a million subscribers or just one. It's about helping that one person to become better, not just financially, but maybe even as a person, and character wise. So thank you very much again. That's all I have for you today. May God bless you all, and God bless your investments, and have a great weekend. See you on Monday.